Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. After Ethan called out BabyJ to being the most toxic teammate he's ever had a couple of days ago, lots of responses to this from Zeltis, FNS, Som, but also BabyJ himself, saying that he was going to clap back and make a response. He's decided for now not to, but will this be affecting his chances potentially at joining Evil Geniuses that he was rumoured to a few weeks ago? Very much interested to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Firstly, a potentially massive piece of news really in the esports world on the Esports World Cup. If you guys aren't aware of this, Saudi Arabia are, well, they've done the Gamers 8 tournament for the last couple of years. That is now transitioning into effectively what they want to be the Esports World Cup. The intention is that effectively every single year for every esports, the World Championship, or at least a very big tournament for that particular esports, will take place at the Esports World Cup in, I'm guessing, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So, it's obviously been controversial for various reasons. I think the likes of Rocket League and maybe Apex and maybe Dota 2 as well were represented at Gamers 8 most recently, that $45 million tournament. But the question's always been, sure, maybe that'll be the case for more, maybe more laissez-faire, hands-off developers, but for developers or publishers that are slightly more protective of their IP, that they won't allow this to be the case, because I'm pretty sure that they've tried to get Call of Duty at the Gamers 8 tournament previously and would probably try to do so again. But Activision have said, no, we're not interested, and maybe Microsoft will do the same. My theory would be that the same might apply to Riot, and that they would, because they're generally pretty protective of their IP, would say, you know what, we're not doing it for League of Legends, not doing it for Valorant, but at the same time, the money in the moment in esports is coming from Saudi Arabia. So the rumor has it, according to Jacob Wolf, that according to an internal email, a League of Legends tournament will take place at the Esports World Cup this summer. So that means that Riot have effectively approved that. And if they've done so for League of Legends, then you'd imagine that they also could do so for Valorant. So just a very interesting story to keep your eyes on over the coming months here. Now, speaking of various, interesting government decisions, we saw the other day from China. We saw there were big rumors coming out of China that there was some big regulations being drafted onto online video games that they actually cause like billions of dollars to be wiped off the value of Tencent after this came along. But apparently all of the rumors about how difficult it's going to be to do transactions and all this stuff, maybe there was some lobbying, let's say, and some pressuring behind the scenes there. The person that was responsible for that has now been fired, apparently. So that's now no longer going to be a thing. Even though, having looked through this, it still kind of seems like more of a speculation article. So not 100% sure what side of this is actually going to be the truth, but maybe it could be positive for the Valorant Chinese scene, but there's already enough positives, I think, in that region at the moment. Now, just as I released yesterday's video, Boostio actually tweeted this out. So I was talking about Boostio and basically going to 100T, and that there's no real denying that it's happening at this point. And Boostio actually says here, on my way to LA, ready for another year of trashing people. And so pretty obvious what's going on. Now, sure, in LA, right, if he's playing in the Pro League, then he will be in LA regardless. That's basically just the way that it works, because the matches are out there. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he's joining any specific team, although 100 Thieves, the compound is based out in LA. But just to avoid any shadow of doubts, really, we had Asuna in the replies saying, flying to LA to get dinner with you. So, here he comes as well. So maybe there's, we know what's happening at this point, but Boostio and Asuna are making it very clear what that circumstance is. Now, we're going to discuss EG in a second here on the BabyJ stuff. Did want to mention, I don't know how many people are left at EG, but it's not very many at this point. Kurt, who was there, kind of like team overseer, general manager type figure. I imagine that he did an important role in getting Demon One's visa sorted, stuff like this. But as he says, my time has sadly come. So I think he knew it was happening, that due to budgetary reasons, he's been laid off at Evil Geniuses. But, it's officially happening now. So he's looking for work. Hopefully he can find, land on his feet somewhere else. But, just another L for EG, having, it's L's on one side or another. It's either an L dropping them, or it's an L, in the first place, massively overhiring. But still, they want the World Championship, so you got to respect it, I suppose. But Kurt is out of there. Potter is staying, right? Potter's still there, the head coach of the team. She is being tasked, it seems, to completely rebuild the roster from the ground up. And the rumor was that a little while ago, they were looking at potentially getting BabyJ. We'll discuss that more in a second. Team Heretics as well have apparently been spotted officially signing Patty Tech. We did see the rumors around this a couple of weeks ago now, and apparently it's now officially been, enrolled in the database for 2024 that the Polish player is going to join them going forward. So that's a pretty big signing. Not exactly sure what you think Mel means by this, by the way, as well. She says, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. And then she confirms that she's still happily with SR. So there's been lots going on lately in the Game Changer side on, players going to certain places. Sure, look, they won the World Championship with that roster on SR, so I don't imagine they're necessarily going to be going anywhere. But there has been lots of talk about G2 goes and changes they're making. So yeah, maybe some interesting developments in Game Changers right now. But also yesterday, we got the confirmation of the new map pool for episode 8 or whatever it's going to be called nowadays. So there's map changes coming as well to Lotus and to Icebox. We'll discuss what these might be here in a second. So the new map pool is going to be, as we believed, Haven is gone and Icebox is in. There's been lots of questions because generally there's positivity around Lotus and around Sunset to some degree, and maybe a bit around Breeze, people that massively like it. I don't really like this map pool, to be honest, but some people do, and fair enough. Some people would say, well, maybe Bind is also worse than Haven, so get Bind gone or whatever. But this is what they've settled on. Haven's out, Icebox is in, the rest of it's staying the same. But Icebox is not just coming back with no changes. This is the potential changes to Lotus as well. I know that I think I shared this for you guys actually back in September. This was a video from September, kind of theorizing changes that could be made to Lotus that never really arrived. Now, more than likely that these changes are from several months ago now. They will have made some updates to their ideas on the way that they wanted to redesign parts of the map, but nonetheless, there could be some significant changes here to Lotus, and apparently there will be going forward. It makes sense. Relatively new map, there's going to be some changes, but I think people are more interested in exactly what they're planning for Icebox, because people kind of like the A site, mid and B might need some work. This, according to Platchat yesterday, is what they are planning to do. This is according to a leak. I think Brennan and the other guys have potentially heard exactly what the plans are going to be, but these are the changes. So firstly, A site is going to be the same, but there's going to be no roof apparently on the A site, which means that, lineups and spawn might be possible on both ways for attacking and defending. The interesting part though is really over at B, and also exactly what these blue things are. So there's going to be potentially another connector position between this kind of, so you don't have to get to B one way. It makes sense really. The fact that there's only realistically one entrance to B from this side, it wasn't the best designed bomb site. You could come through mid, but that became a bit of a challenge. So there's going to be a new connector here, which is in red. And both of the connectors, like this connector, the new one, and also the tube that runs up here to the top of the B side, they will have barrels that apparently spawn in at 37.5% of the time. And if they are blown up and they spawn in, then they will destroy the tube and potentially destroy this connector as well. So that raises a whole load of questions. The other one, though, which is wild, which is like League of Legends style, is that there's going to be some sort of gate here. So there's going to be like a blue gate in mid that obviously benefits the attackers if you can open it, so you're not funneling through this mid choke point the entire time. The key to open it will be over here. So apparently, if you can get out to long B, collect this blue key, take it back to mid, then you can open the gate and attack mid. Look, this is just Riot Games special activities. I don't know if that's going to be a good or a bad idea, but apparently those are the changes. Maybe they're just trolling us here, but I'm pretty sure that, these were some rumors that these potentially might be true. And even if these aren't true and are just completely, made up rumors, then, would you be massively surprised if Riot came up with an idea like this? Especially when, the other ideas actually kind of make sense in terms of what they're trying to achieve with the map, especially this connector over towards the B side. We've got to mention, though, what the situation is with BabyJ over the last couple of days. Som was commenting on it, FNS was commenting on it, Zelsis was certainly commenting on it. So if you guys missed the story, the other day NRG did a video where basically they had to answer a difficult question, theoretically a difficult question, or eat a hot wing. Now, Ethan was asked the question, who's the most toxic teammate you've ever played with? And he says, I'm not actually going to eat the wing. I'm going to say it's BabyJ from, a couple of years ago now, really, but when he was briefly teaming with BabyJ on the 100 Thieves roster, which was very short-lived. Now, lots of reaction to this, understandably so. Zelsis was kind of going, on about it on stream and was actually kind of asked the question, look, Zelsis, I know that you're trying to defend BabyJ here, but by keeping going on about it, you're actually maybe creating more of a talking point about this than otherwise might be the case. But FNS believes, maybe some believes as well, that this could potentially affect BabyJ's spot. I mean, as FNS says, he was maybe nearly going to get on EG, and now all of a sudden Ethan says, no, he's toxic. And then maybe they have a different opinion on whether they want to sign him or not. And BabyJ also responds.
Sounds like you.
BabyJ's been getting tilted about Ethan. Oh wait, Sam. He always leaves at the perfect time. Dude, I can't believe Ethan said that. I can't believe Ethan didn't eat a wing there. Poor BabyJ, bro. Just when he was about to get on a team, Ethan said no. I don't think so.
It just like,
Sam.
makes me think like what happened to this game I used to like.
Just when BabyJ was about to get a team, Ethan said no.
You're fucked, bro. You're fucked.
You want the corner? I'll do the dart.
I'm gonna cross track.
Would you have not eaten a wing
Wait
there?
for you.
Nah.
You would have said someone?
I'd eat it. For sure I would.
I'll come with you.
What? It's a remake, right?
Okay.
One enemy remaining.
Hold on. That blood cooked.
Close.
Probably BabyJ.
BabyJ?
Yeah.
And why?
That's not part of the question, bro.
For Demon 1, when did you cost your team
No way.
Really
though?
Bro.
For Demon 1,
I feel like
when did you cost your team the most?
Do you remember anything?
I feel like Hunter is definitely the most confronting person that Ethan has teamed with. But I don't know if I call him toxic.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about making like a statement and like clipping and like putting on my title, but it's whatever, man. That shit's 2 years ago, bro. Like, if there was a bad interaction, which I don't believe there really was, like I think if he's just saying shit to say it, then it's like, okay, well, that's 2 years ago, so who cares?
Match found.
Yeah, I agree.
So what do you guys think about this whole saga, right? Do you think there's any chance that this will affect BabyJ's chances going forward? Look, some people say, oh, a bit of a toxic player. Zelsis doesn't seem to agree. He seems to in a different way. And at the end of the day, Potter knows what she's doing. If they've trialed BabyJ, if they want to move forward with him, you know, they've seen him in scrims, seen him in practice, they believe that he can work, then go for it. But at the end of the day, it's not exactly ideal for BabyJ that right as he was potentially about to get signs, Ethan then comes out and drops the bomb that this guy is like the most toxic player ever. And sure, lots of guys would disagree with that. But, you know, lots of people would say, well, you know, I see what he's coming from and all this stuff. But it wasn't long ago now that BabyJ was linked to EG. There were rumors that he was trialing with those guys, that he was at least a possibility to join their roster. And, you know, we saw him actually with Common Jorgamo just the other day. So maybe there's something in that as well on New Year's. So it's still possible. I don't think that this would massively affect his chances. But definitely intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. BabyJ as well saying that he was potentially going to respond. But, you know, often that doesn't necessarily work out for the best. Right? If BabyJ responds to it and quote tweets the clip and says that, you know, this is unfair for XYZ reasons, it's going to be difficult to make that reflect well on you without just sparking more drama, right? Because I think BabyJ's done the right thing. If he comes out and responds to it and tweets it out and then Ethan gets in the replies, it's kind of showing EG that actually, yeah, this guy could be a bit of a PR liability, which is probably not what he actually wants. So very much interested to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.